Good morning, good morning. Yo, the title of my live for today is hilarious because it's so true. So, I didn't sleep well last night, but about 3 o'clock this morning, I see Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ocho Cinco, or whatever his name is, with their nightcap. And they actually had Funny Marco on there. And Shannon Sharpe and Funny Marco were going back and forth about who looked like Miss Netta. That shit was funny. Shannon Sharp actually got in his feelings a little bit and started talking about Funny Marco's skin. Like Shannon Sharp was ready because I could just tell by his demeanor he wasn't, you know, happy with Funny Marco from the start. And then they started trading their Miss Netta jabs. So I want you guys to tell me who looked more like Miss Netta, Shannon Sharp or Funny Marco, because Funny Marco got the bumpy face, or now Lala's trying to clear his skin up, so he's looking more like Charlemagne the guard, whatever. But who looked more like Miss Netta, Shannon Sharp or Funny Marco? That's good. I want my viewers to go ahead and you know put it out there. Tell me, get in the comments who looked more like Miss Netta. And I know y'all probably checked out Miss Netta and Charles' video, up not or not. Let me not even promote that. 'Cause that is a hot mess promoting raw chicken and shit. Anyway, we love because he first loved us. John 4:19. All right, y'all. That is, I made my word of the day very, you know, small and short. I want to tell you guys never lose your inner beauty no matter where life takes you. You know, if you're a person who always smile, every day is hard to smile if you're not feeling like smiling, but don't lose that those inner things that make you you. So remember to love because he loved us. He first loved us. Uh, anyway, not to get biblical, but I've actually been watching the Book of David, and it's so weird because in the Book of David, I'm gonna tell you what this surgeon, black surgeon who I used to work with, he know his Bible because he told that story. He told that story. So I have to give that man that. He told me he told me the story about um, in the in the book of David where Saul went to the median to and conjured up um, Samuel um, to try to figure out what's going on, who's going to be, king, and who's going to be winning. The war that's going on, and nothing good came out of that because, as we all know, you seek to the Lord. That offended God when he went to the median after medians and spiritualists and all of them were cast out of the word. Um, Saul and his wife, disguised, still went and seeked um, a median to try to predict what was going on. And that didn't set well. God wasn't pleased with that. So Saul got really, really sick and, went through depression and just went through a lot of stuff. In some of the Old Testament, it said that he got so weak that they had to feed him meat and everything because he just was outside of his body. With that being said, that goes for a lot of you people out here who say you feel bad energy and all that. Tokyo Tony, you being one of them, always talking, talking crazy. Matter of fact, I'm on my way to work right now. Definitely not, out in front of anywhere selling um, butters and shea butters and all that type shit. So, before you go putting your mouth on someone because you really, you're a celebrity or whatever for this type era. So, but a little bit more need to come from you because you always talking about the dead, telling somebody to go suck their daddy's dick, go do this. You don't consider. No, you so fast to call somebody else a devil, but then you don't consider what's coming out your mouth. But that's okay because that's why you're going through what you're going through right now with Shorty and your fake probably insurance claims or whatever, saying that Shorty stole jewelry, which she probably really didn't. That's just part of the whatever, the hoopla. But even if she did, that's for you talking about the dead. That you stay out your mouth talking about shit. Honestly, half the shit you don't even know, half the shit you be lying. And that's not a good look. But anyway, can't don't want to put any more on that lady, that evil lady who's gonna continue to deal with shit like she's dealing with right now, running amok with your 25-year-old girlfriend or whatever. But anyway, let's move on to the Island Boys. Now, Charleston White said that the Island Boys baby looked like a AI baby, and that maybe some truth to that. But either way, the baby has like alcohol syndrome because the mother obviously continued to turn up. This is the fly boy or whatever that the other half of the Island Boys, his baby. So anyway, Oblivion beat his ass um, on Aiden Ross UFC fights. Literally, he beat his ass, and Charleston White was happy, talking about some. He wanted to do that as well because the Island Boys kiss one another or whatever. So Charleston White, shared his disdain about that and basically said he wanted to put his hands on the Island Boys. Anyway, let's move right along. Summer Walker and her new boo, I guess he's a streamer now, but she was on his streaming platform and he wanted to keep talking about Kanye West, and some of the things that Kanye said about Jay Z's kids. Summer Walker didn't want to touch that situation. She didn't want to touch it, but her boo kept going and kept going. Hopefully, she take a little bit of something from this, because this is definitely a red flag on his part. Um, Speaking on that, who is he? Who exactly is he? Now he's getting some of her fame, but who is this guy? So certain things you don't speak on because you shouldn't speak on it. It's not going to give you any clout. Just what are you talking about? But he decided to speak on it on his little live stream that everyone is getting down with, right? All right. So Ray J and Princess seem to be back together, but Princess sent out a little tweet or a little Instagram post saying she mixed Tito's and tequila, which caused her and Ray J to go back to being whatever they were, kissing, and her kissing him, sucking somebody else's dick. 'Cause we know Ray J probably been sucking dicks, and Princess was definitely kissing him. All right, Love and Hip Hop, Miami recap, hot mess, fucking hot mess. Gael, who is a devil, they all worship in Miami. They all worship Santera or Satan, the Satan religion, right? So she changed her name to Heaven. It was nothing heaven about this lady. This damn woman ran around amok in a whole beautiful island. Bring everybody brought somebody else's ex, and it was just a mixing pot of a hot mess. So I'll let you guys check this Love and Hip Hop shit out on your own because I don't have the energy to even go through with it. Like what I told you guys in the beginning, I started watching Book of David and just talking about the medians and all that shit. That ties right into this Gael chick and her seeking, medians um, for to find out if she's gonna get a man and all this other crap, which actually jinx their life because they have not came out of that yet. They always go through something, but that just piggybacks some of what I talked about in the beginning of this live with um, seeking spiritualists and medians, and that's what Love and Hip Hop is based off of. That one lady has a role on Love and Hip Hop now with giving love spells and putting spells and shit on people. So that's what that show is built off of. So it's built off of that type of, which is you dealing with a whole nother beast when you start praying with God. You feel me? So look at Little Nas X, played with God. Now he's dealing with it could be Bell's palsy, but he was saying that the right side of his face is not moving. So sometimes that's like it could be Bell's palsy. I don't know because it did not look at like Bell's palsy. It looked like he could just be playing around a little bit. But either way, we all know that Little Nas X is a prime example of somebody who tried to play with God all the time and not in a good way. Um, Little Nas X, and also that Gael chick on Love and Hip Hop Miami, always playing with God. And one thing we do know, if you're going to play with God, you play with him in a good way. Don't play with his powers and seeking other powers all around him except for his word. Because, you will see. You know, um, anyway, my prayers. I can't say my prayers to them because our religions have to align for me to, put prayers up. Because if they don't believe in the Lord, why am I gonna, you know, give them prayers if they're not believers? So you gotta pray and offer your guidance and what you know of the word to those who you know is a follower of God. So with that being said, we're gonna give Gael the whole of the day, and because she changed her name to Heaven, and she should have changed her name to Hell, because that's exactly what that lady took it to. She took everything to hell with everyone on that show for the last 4 episodes. Her and Bobby Lights or whatever, and Trina acting like a weirdo who I used to love Trina, but Trina is acting like a weirdo with this new husband. But either way, this girl Gael who changed her name to Heaven, which she should have changed her name to Hell. Um, yeah, she get the whole of the day. So Gael, aka Miss Hell, you get the whole of the day, and you guys like, share, subscribe, check out my recap, stay informed with what's going on, with the what's going on and all that, and yeah, be easy and have a good day on purpose and love who love you.